Today, we are going to take a look at the most mana-expensive mill cards in Magic the Gathering, and are they worth it? And we are going to start today's show with the Fleet Swallower. It's going to swallow your entire fleet, as it is in the name. It's a 7-mana, 6/6 fish. And when the Fleet Swallower attacks, target player puts the top half of their library rounded up into the graveyard. Now, I mean, the good news is that's probably one of the greatest mega mill cards of all time. Or anything that can mill half your deck is big time mill. The unfortunate part is how many times every single time you have the deck, it gets smaller. So the first big swing is great. Other ones are not so great. And now it's got a lot of protection. Protection from Fatal Push. Protection from Goblin Grenade. Protection from Lightning Bolt. Protection from exile effects, not so much, but you know what? I don't mind this card. I mean, that's good value. Half the deck is still half the deck. And that's a lot of the deck. Evan with Breach the Multiverse. Breach the Multiverse is a 7-mana sorcery. Each player mills 10 cards. Now, for each player, choose a creature or planeswalker card in that player's graveyard. Put those cards onto the battlefield under your control. Then each creature you control becomes a Phyrex in addition to its other types. This card's insane. It's not just milling. It's also screwing you. It's stealing your creatures. It stole your girl, effectively. Or your guy. Okay, next up, we've got Asdif with Shadek, Lord of Secrets. Shadek is very expensive. We're at 7 mana, a 5/5 vampire flyer. And then if Shadek, Lord of Secrets, would deal combat damage to a player, instead put that many +1/+1 counters on Shadek, and that player puts that many cards from the top of their library into their graveyard. Now, fortunately, Shadek is quite large. And actually it's fine. I mean, this is honestly just a strictly better version of Fleet Swallower for the most part. I mean, maybe not strictly better. Like, this thing has evasion. It can't get chump blocked. It's going in the air. Also, it's 2 colors. You can even make it your commander. I like this card. I don't mind this card at all. Get Nikachu while he's hot. He's leaving for vacation. That's right. I'm gone in 2 days. There will be one more show tomorrow. And then, I don't know. You're going to have to just feast on some random appearances by me for the next 2 weeks. Next up, we got Chris with the Hair-Strung Kodo. Hair-Strung Kodo is a 6-mana artifact. Tap an untapped creature you control. Target player puts the top card of their library into the graveyard. Tap an untapped creature. Oh, so basically it turns all your creatures into millers. And also, they don't even need to have summoning. I mean, they can be summoning. They can have summoning sickness, and you still get value out of them. This seems like a really good alternate way to win the game if you're playing a token strategy that just can't push damage, whether there's like a propaganda on the battlefield, maybe your opponent has some clause, you attack with a creature, deals one damage to it, or some reason many creatures are a bad thing, or you're only allowed to attack with one creature. Actually, I think this is a fantastic addition to the big go wide token decks. It's like a plan B, just in case plan A don't work. We always need a plan. You always need a plan B. Still time to train an AI. Oh, a Nikachu model. It would be so jank. Okay, next up we got well, we're looking at this right now. You're a little late on that one, Eric. You're a little late on that one. Next up we got Consuming Aberration. Please, somebody make this card good. I think I have many of them in my bulk bin. All right, many. There's millions of them. And it still hasn't gone up much in value. It's a 5-mana horror. When this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards in your opponent's graveyard. So whenever you cast a spell, each opponent reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a land card. Put those cards into their graveyard. I'm not in love with a card like this for the most part. First off, I'm not going to say there has to be a rest in peace in play, but there are cards that can keep the graveyard empty and therefore keep the Consuming Aberration very, very low. I mean, very late in the game, I guess this thing's going to be a bomb one way or another. I just don't expect it to be a very good milling card, because you're going to mill until they hit, what is it, land or basic land? Reveals cards on top of their library until they reveal a land card. If it was basic land, I think this would be strong, but there's like, I wouldn't say there's a million lands in everybody's deck, but there are enough lands that I don't think this is going to do what we want it to do. It is 5 mana though, so it's like the cheapest of all the cheap. Sunshine, Keening Stone. Another card I have a million in the bulk bin. 6-mana artifact, and another 5 mana to activate. Target player puts the top X cards of their library into the graveyard, where X is the number of cards in that player's graveyard. I do think actually this has potential. Of course, if you're playing a mill deck, it's almost like a 2-card combo with any of the other cards that dump basically half the cards of somebody's deck into their graveyard, and this card will just finish them off. This is you heard the 1-2 punch? Well, this is the 2-punch. You just have to work on the first one. Alex with Saruman of many colors. Well, first off, I mean, was he of many colors? Was he? I can't remember. Wasn't he called Saruman the White or something like that? How many colors he didn't have that many colors. I don't remember him being called Esper or Blue or Black for that matter. And I mean, okay, many is an exaggeration. Sliver Queen has more colors than this. This is a 5/4 Avatar Wizard with Ward. Discard an enchantment, instant, or sorcery card. Now, whenever you cast your second spell each turn, each opponent mills 2 cards. When 1 or more cards are milled this way, exile target enchantment, instant, or sorcery card equal to or lesser mana value than that spell from an opponent's graveyard. Copy the exiled card. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. So it's pretty beefy. It's a 6 mana 5/4. The Ward is super hard to pay. It's not convenient. Okay, it's not like you can discard a crap card. You can discard a land. You have to discard something useful. Usually, an instant or sorcery is not going to be garbage. So you have to use a removal spell, probably plus another removal spell. It's almost like you're forcing someone to play Force of Will on this card. And if this is someone's commander, it's going to come back soon anyway. And you playing a second spell each turn, not a problem, and get value from the graveyard. I like this card a lot. what the hell? Okay, next up, we have super chats here. The dangerous one. Singularity Rupture. Am I standard? Standard? Alright, we have a 6 mana sorcery. Destroy all creatures. Oh, that's great. Then any number of target players each mill half their library rounded down. Wow. This plus the Keening Stone works perfectly. You can make like a Dimir control deck, and the win condition is mill. I like that idea a lot. So you have not even all in on the mill plan. You can be more all in on removal, and then incidentally, some of your control cards can actually win you the game. This is a great idea. It's big brain, Singularity Rupture. I mean, it won't singularly rupture them. You have to, remember the 1-2 punch. This is punch 1. You still got to get 2 in. Adeptus, Geth. Lord of the Vault. It's a 6 mana 5/5 zombie. It's got Intimidate. Are you scared? Are you scared of mill? If you're not scared of mill, you can be scared of the 5/5. Now, for black and an X, put target artifact or creature card with converted mana cost X from an opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control tapped. Then that player mills X cards. Target artifact or creature card with mana cost X from an opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield. Oh, okay, I see. So you swipe the creature, and you also incidentally also get mill cards at the same time. Honestly, I don't know what. I think you should be more afraid of the creature that was stolen or the artifact than the cards getting milled this way. But I see it gets stronger the more they activate it because they mill more cards, which means they can go grab bigger and better things from your graveyard. Is it from the target creature? Yeah, from an opponent's graveyard. Graveyard get bigger. Get stronger. Next up, we have a super chat from Little MX Doom. Captain Engarthrod. What? Gath. The Gathrod. It's a squid pirate. Okay, 5 mana for a 3/6. Horrors you control have menace. And whenever a horror you control deals combat damage to a player, that player mills that many cards. All right, so another one of those things where, like, okay, they mill cards. You're gonna die to the damage first before you die to being milled. I mean, that's not entirely true. I mean, if you have infinite life, I guess you treat your little horror creatures like they're millers. At the beginning of your end step, choose target artifact or creature card in an opponent's graveyard that was put there from the library this turn. You put it onto the battlefield to your control. That's great. That's good value. You know, suddenly my first card, I actually think my first card sucks now. It's just like a stupid 6/6 that can get chump blocked. These are all super high value creatures. They're not even like, they don't even care about actually milling you. I mean, it's mostly like reanimator stuff, which I can respect. Benjamin Berkey with tunnel vision. 6-mana sorcery, name a card. Target player reveals cards on the top of their library until the name card is revealed. Now, if it is, the player puts the rest of the revealed cards into their graveyard and puts the name card on top of the library. Otherwise, the player shuffles their library. Ah, interesting. That's very interesting. Because you have to name a card in their deck. If you don't, I mean, like, nothing's going to happen. They're just going to shuffle their deck and, like, big deal. And if you somehow know the card on the bottom, you just completely wipe them out. They get wiped out. 6 Ways to Sunday. We do have we do have some new music. I was browsing YouTube. I found some new music for this show and sound effects. Next, we got a super chat from Steve Cooper. Cut your losses and a dono. Not cut your loses, cut your losses. Or cut the loss of your deck in half. 6 mana sorcery, casualty 2. So as you cast the spell, you can sack a creature with power 2 or greater. And if you do, you get to copy the spell. Now, target player mills half their library rounded down. Well, honestly, I don't know if I would sack a creature for this, because you do mill. Okay, milling half the deck is not bad. I mean, I guess you mill like 3/4 of the deck. You know what? I guess that's fine. But there's nothing wrong with milling like 3/4 of the deck. Next, we're gonna take. Okay, we have to give the super chat away. I guess we're gonna give the super chat away to Charge and Badger, Curse of the Unbinding. Is that the card? Curse of Unbinding. 7 mana for an... Ooh, it's a curse. We enchant the player. At the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, that player reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield under your control. That player puts the rest of the revealed cards into their graveyard. Oh, and it happens every single turn. That's it. That is absolutely insane. So, I mean, this card is like a lot of the cards that we saw today times 10. A lot of those other cards, you have to deal damage. You have to connect with your, you have to connect with the opponent. And then if you connect with the opponent, you get the value. This one, you're just going to get it every single upkeep. That's a good price. Oh boy, with a Colossal Grave Reaver. The cards keep getting better every single card. I'm like, this card's a great card. This card's a great card. It just keeps going up. Okay, we got a dragon for 8 mana. It's 7/6, flying. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, mill 3 cards. That's so bad. That's so pathetic. Whenever one or more creature cards are put into your graveyard from your library, put one of them onto the battlefield. Oh! So if you, I think you have to play this in like a Sultai dragon deck of some sort. Sorry, yeah, Sultai deck of some sort. It's still so expensive at 8 mana. So 8 mana, mill whenever one or more creature cards. And the creature card, it's not like mill put anything from the graveyard. It's like mill and you have to put something that you just milled onto the battlefield. I'm not so thrilled about this card. I think it's pretty expensive. The milling is very small. More randomness to this. You might even... Well, I'm not going to say you're going to be dead at this point, but... whenever a creature enters or attacks... It's okay. It's okay. Imagine self-milling half your deck with this. I'm assuming that is definitely the point. Okay, next up, we got Jeff, Ancestral Memories. Adding 2 new cards to your hand is a good enough bonus. Is it? This is old. How old is this? Actually, this goes as far back as Mirage. So this is a 5 mana sorcery. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put 2 of those cards into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Does it have mill? It doesn't even have mill in the errata. So it has to say mill somewhere. It cannot be effective mill. So this card gets disqualified. Gotta have mill somewhere. It doesn't need to have mill in the original card, but it needs it in the errata. Bell with Fenix. With a god. I thought that this card was like the absolute crappiest god in Theros. I think it aged well. It seems to be at $11. I think a lot of people like Fenix, God of Deception. When the set came out, this was the worst one. No one wanted to mill with this thing. Like, and the whole point of the gods were like you put enough devotion on the battlefield so you can attack with the thing. But anyway, I guess the card it's basically just more enchantment than creature for those people. As long as your devotion to blue and black is less than 7, Fenix isn't a creature. That's probably the bonus here. Creatures you control have tap. Target player puts the top X cards of their library into the graveyard, where X is this creature's toughness. And I suppose you just maybe it got better when they made like more crabs, more walls, more stuff like that. More like maybe more high toughness cards that actually synergize with the Fenix. So I think it's I honestly still don't like this card very much, but maybe it does have enough synergy with a bunch of the walls and crabby crabs and rune crabs that maybe it works. Little MX Doom, Hammer the Bloodbender. This is 5 mana for a 3/3 human warlock. When Hammer enters, target opponent mills 3 cards. Exile up to 1 non-creature. So exile up to 1 non-creature, non-land card from that player's graveyard. For as long as you control Hammer, you may cast the exiled card during your turn by water bending. Oh, this is a new card. By water bending X rather than paying its mana cost, where X is its mana value. While paying the water bend cost, you may tap your artifacts and creatures to help. So it's basically like Convoke. So you can convoke stuff in play. It's not free. It's not free at all. I don't know what to say about this card. I would have to see it in action. I mean, it might be good, but you need a lot of creatures in play. So it's either this card is going to be good or it's going to be horrible. There's not much in between. I mean, there is a bonus though that I'm not thinking about, and it's got it's not Dimir. Like it can either be for a complete blue or a complete black deck, and it might work better in a black deck with I don't know, like a bunch of zombie tokens and so on. Charging Bandager says Fenix works well with Eater of the Dead. That it would, wouldn't it? Next up, we've got just a random mage with Ahsoka's Haiku. I love haikus. Haikus are great. 5 mana. It's a lesson. A counter target spell. Draw a card, then mill 3 cards. Untap target land. So it's almost like counter target spell, draw, then mill 3 cards. It's like Cryptic Command, actually. If you really look at it. I mean, it's like Cryptic Command at home. It's a slightly crappier Cryptic Command. And I say that because, like, Cryptic Command can be counter target spell, draw a card for 4 mana. And if you untap your land, well, then you basically spent 4 mana. Now, one advantage is you can untap a land that adds more than 1 mana. So you maybe effectively spent anywhere between 2 and 3 mana on this card instead. Like if you tapped City of Traders or Ancient Tomb, or if you're playing blue-green, Gaia's Cradle, and so on. The mill 3 cards, I have but we have to judge this on some extent on the milling part. But you know what? I think this is versatile enough. I like this card. I'm gonna give it a pass. I have a soft spot for counter spells. All right, I got a super soft spot for the counter spells, even though I'm pretty sure this is destined to bulk trash. Trisaru, patient rebuilding. Be patient. Five mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, target opponent puts the top 3 cards of their library into the graveyard. Then you draw a card for each land card put into a graveyard this way. But it's every upkeep. Wow, this is value. This is, this is less of a mill card and more of like just a one-sided Howling Mine. Okay, so it's a one-sided Howling Mine for 5 mana. So I think on its own, it's not that good, but I assume that if you're going to be playing this card in combination with other mill cards or other ways of making use of your opponent's graveyard, this is going to be great. Because you're probably going to not only get value off of your opponent's milling, in terms of raw cards, but you're also going to get value from their graveyard. It's only on your upkeep. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, target opponent. Oh, did I misread that? It doesn't matter. Even if it, like, I looked at it like a Howling Mine. Did I not say one-sided Howling Mine? It is a video. We can go back and look at the footage. I said it in my mind, at least. I could be wrong, though. Nova with, what is this? Tiresian Mindbreaker. It's a 7-mana 6/4 Juggernaut. Whenever Tiresian Mindbreaker attacks, defending player mills half their library rounded up. So that we don't even need to deal damage. We just swing in and win. This also has Unearth, actually, for 4 mana, which is useful. So in the event that this thing actually dies, you return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. Also have haste. Oh, yeah, but you only get it once, right? Exile at the beginning of the next end step. Now, one benefit is if you're self-milling yourself, you can put this thing into the graveyard. Okay, Jess confirms that I said it. I got someone on my side over there. We've got... These two people look the same! Okay, Chris, what's your super chat? Specimen Frighter? Is it Frighter or Fighter? I think it's Fighter. Specimen. What the hell is this card? Specimen something. Freighter. What? What the hell is that? It freights specimens? It's a 6-mana 4/7 spacecraft. Well, I have some space sound effects here. Okay. When this spacecraft enters, return up to 2 target non-spacecraft creatures to their owner's hands. Even though that effect is pretty good, 6 mana is a lot of mana. Also, it's a station, so we gotta station it up. So if we charge it up to 9, it becomes a flyer. When this spacecraft attacks, defending player mills 4 cards. This is awful. I mean, this is... You know what's the best part of this card is just bouncing your opponent's stuff, I think. You have to charge it up so much to get the milling online. We have to judge these cards based on its milling. And this is the hardest milling to get online of all the cards. Most cards are like, I mean, the worst case scenario is you have to wait to attack with them. This one is, we have to chart. Okay, it's like I don't know, you get like you get a car with no fuel in it, or hasn't been powered up. Then you got to power it up, and then boom, and then maybe, no, it's not maybe. When you attack, you get the value. Specimen Freighter is busted as a limited card. Well, I agree. You know what? I can 100% agree with that. There's only one problem. A lot of cards are busted as limited cards. There are like 4 mana generic. It's like vanilla 5/5s that are busted as limited cards. In the right limited environment, a vanilla 3/3 for 2 mana is pretty busted. These cards are competing against the best in the world. It's the big times. Welcome to the big leagues. Lestian with Jet Sam. What? Okay, so we're looking at the right side. 6 mana sorcery. Each opponent mills 3 cards. Then you may cast a spell from each opponent's graveyard without paying its mana cost. See, that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about. If a spell cast this way would be put into the graveyard, exile it instead. Also, you get a Jet Sam for 6 mana, but you also got a free Float Sam, whatever the hell that is. It also mills, actually. Mill 3 cards and then investigate. Oh, I just assumed the right side was the better side. This card is technically a converted mana cost of 8 mana, because you have to add both sides of this card together. Both sides are great. I like this mill 3 cards and investigate. Basically, you get a little bit of a cantrip. Turiat with Jace, Memory Adept. I remember playing this card. This card was good in Standard for a split second. 5 mana for 4 loyalty, +1 draw card, then target player puts the top card of their library into the graveyard. Not very good milling. Pay 0. Target player puts the top 10 cards of their library into the graveyard. Now that's good milling, but it doesn't defend Jace. And then -7, any number of target players each draw 20 cards. That's technically not milling. And almost never happens. This card is a little awkward. I've played with this card enough. I mean, if you have enough, I guess on an empty board, it's good. But on an empty board, a lot of cards are good. This Jace, unfortunately, just can't defend itself. It's weak. You're weak, Jace. You're too. This is college drunk Jace. All right, Jace has not reached his full potential yet. It's just he has to put the bottle down first, and then get back to writing his papers, or he's never gonna pass that exam. And that Al Hamarat guy is gonna get really angry at him. Real different. Dead Bridge Chant. This Jace looks hungover to me. It just looks very hungover to me. Okay, we have a 6 mana enchantment. Dead Bridge Chant enters, mill 10 cards. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose a card at random in your graveyard. If it's a creature card, put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put it into your hand. What I really like about this card. Okay, so this card is... I like this card. And if you can sculpt your graveyard, then you more or less can get like some of your better cards into your hand. I mean, not perfectly, because it's still going to be 10 cards. Just make sure there's only good creatures in your deck. That's all. Simple as that. Don't play crap. Don't play crap, and it's great. Yeah, on an empty board, Thorn Elemental is good. That's right. Although that defeats the point of Thorn Elemental. Thorn Elemental doesn't like it when the board is empty. Defeats the purpose of Thorn Elemental. Little MX Doom. Combustible Gear Hulk. Combustible. That doesn't sound good. Like, it sounds like it could blow up any second. 6 mana for a 6/6 construct. First strike. When he enters, target opponent may have you draw 3 cards. Now, if the player doesn't, you mill 3 cards. Then Combustible Gear Hulk deals damage to that player equal to the total mana value of those cards. Fascinating. So it's more of a damage dealing card than... It's definitely going to deal enough damage. I mean, it's a 6/6. It's definitely going to do a lot of damage. Does self-mill count? Yes. Self-mill definitely counts. If it has the word mill on it. If it's got a good strategy with mill, even if you're milling yourself. All right, we can work with that. Kano, Overlord of the... Oh my god. Overlord of the... Is this what I think it is? It is! Oh my god. 5 mana, 5/5 Avatar Horror with Impending of 5 for 2 mana. If you cast the spell for its impending cost, it enters with 5 time counters. It isn't a creature until the last is removed. At the beginning of your end step, remove a time counter. When this card enters or attacks, mill 4 cards. You may return a non-avatar creature card or planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand. This card is hot! This card is so hot right now. I mean, it sees play in Standard, in Modern, in Pioneer. It's not quite make it to Legacy, but it is just so much value. So for 2 mana, you basically self-mill, get something amazing from your graveyard. And then in a few more turns, it starts attacking for 5 damage. And it gets even more value. You get 1 attack with this thing, and it paid itself off. And then more. Okay, we're going to take a look at more of the most expensive mill cards in the game, but we have to thank our sponsor today, FusionGamingOnline.com, my favorite place to buy my Magic the Gathering cards. My paper, square, cardboard, rectangles. Sorry, rectangles, square, whatever. They're cube-shaped in two dimensions. And I get my Final Fantasy cards, I can get my playmats, but I certainly get all my paper singles. I have to get my Urza cards from here. I am buying my Urza cards. You can get Avatar The Last Airbender as well. Pre-order from FusionGamingOnline.com. Don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off all your purchases, because It's going to save you some money, and it supports the channel. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards on the digital client, Magic Online, where you can play Commander, Modern, Pioneer, Standard. You don't have a local game store to go to, but you don't want to get into those paper formats, play on Magic Online. Forget Arena. I'll tell you why, because on Arena, you have to buy those digital cards, and then they're basically committed to that. Don't commit to anything. Rent the cards with Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription with coupon code Nikachu_EFC. And got to get back to order here. Okay, next up, what do we got? Some Mermaid Star, Screeching Scorch Beast. Yeah, paper, square, cardboard, rectangles. That's right. Remember that. Screeching Scorch Beast is a 6-mana 5/5 bat mutant, flying and menace. Whenever Screeching Scorch Beast attacks, each player gets 2 rad counters. Whenever 1 or more non-land cards are milled, you may create that many 2/2 black zombie mutant creature tokens. Do this only once each turn. Does this do any milling? Hold on. Menace attacks. You may... Oh, whenever 1 or more non-land cards are milled. Well, okay, technically I said any card that has the word mill in it. Oh, the rad counters mill. I forgot about okay, this card is going to count because the rad mills. Yeah, I forgot what the rad mechanic was doing. No, we can't reject. I mean, it at least has the word mill on it. I was like, does the card mill? It has clauses when it does mill. And rad, well, rad is pretty rad. And only when it attacks, each player gets 2 rad counters. And that is basically milling. That is perpetual milling, all right? That's perpetual milling. I like it. Does mill into exile count? Yes. I will count that. I will count that. I'll count milling into exile. But definitely, if the card has the word mill on it, it's going to count. Christmas with Necron Monolith. We have 7 mana for a 7/7 vehicle, flying indestructible. Eternity Gate. Whenever a Necron Monolith attacks, mill 3 cards for each creature card milled this way. Create a 2/2 black Necron Warrior Artifact creature token. This card is... I imagine this card is going to be fine-ish in maybe an artifact deck where you can, like, ramp a bunch of mana really quickly, and maybe the 7 mana is more like a 4/3 mana card in the right, like, artifact deck. Attacks, mill 3 cards for each creature card milled this way, create a 2/2. Because it's got, like, I honestly don't even give a crap about the milling. It has flying and it's got indestructible. Like, that's pretty good. Now you got to accrue it, but I like it. It's better than it looks. Nikachu forgot rad, not keeping up with the times. You know how many competitive decks play rad? None. There is 0. There are 0 rad decks in Standard, Pioneer, Modern, and Legacy. Nothing. We're going to be back. I'm going to be back on the 21st. But I don't want to promise anything. But I could randomly stream while I'm on vacation, all right? It could be very random. It could be super random. And it's definitely not going to be scheduled if it happens. Okay, next up, we got Wandering Picts with the Lord Xander. He has not been named. Okay, for 7 mana, we have a 6/6. Like, wasn't this supposed to be like a really big thing? Like, so many people are hyped on this card. I think because it was supposed to be cheated in play with the other Sorin. The enchantment Sorin, Imperious Bloodlord. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent discards half their cards in their hand, rounded down, and when it attacks, defending player mills half their library, rounded down. When Lord Xander dies, target opponent sacrifices half the non-land permanents they control, rounded down. So there's 2 ways of looking at this. One way is that, okay, it's very expensive. It's pretty expensive. It's 3 colors. That could be a good thing for the right player, so you have more access to more colors. Could be a bad thing because it's just harder to use. And it's got a bit of insurance clause, all right? So if they kill Lord Xander, I guess, you know what, if I qualified a lot of other cards, I should qualify this one too. I have to say, like, a lot of these expensive mill cards, I think you're getting what you pay for. Like, it's expensive, but like it does a lot of stuff. It doesn't exactly win the game on the spot, but I mean, it's on the way. Next up, we got Dangerous One with Doomsday Excruciator. Or Archive Trap. No, we're going to do Doomsday Excruciator. The hell card is this? Black, 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 black. 6/6 demon, flying. Enters. If it was cast, each player exiles all but the bottom 6 cards of the library face down. Oh my god! At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card. Oh, each player. This includes you. You're going to mill out first. Or you better have a plan. You better have a very good plan. This is where, you know what you want to do? Step 1, get the rad counters out. Step 2, play the Doomsday Excruciator. I think this card is excellent. This card is actually borderline hilarious, too. We did Consuming Aberration. I swear you're the one who suggested it, but I could be wrong. Jeff, with Angel of Suffering. Maybe a bunch of people suggested Consuming Aberration. So 5 mana for a 5/3 Nightmare Angel, flying. If a damage would be dealt to you, prevent that damage and mill twice that many cards. If damage would be dealt to you, prevent that damage. And this is a really bad mill card, because this is self mill. I see, for protection. Oh, this is great. Yeah, like it's not going to do anything on offense or on, but it has plenty on defense. So your life total is basically your deck is your life total. So life loss still happens? No, if damage would be dealt to you, prevent that damage and mill twice that many cards. Oh, I see. It's actually not, your deck's not your life total. Your deck divided by 2 is your life total. So if you got 40 cards in your deck, you got basically have 20 life. That's how it'd be working around here. Hexenort, selective what is this? Selective adaptation, because I don't know how the cards work. Because I don't know how the card work. Well, how am I gonna know how this card works if you're confused? 6 mana sorcery. All right, reveal the top 7 cards of your library. Follow me. Choose from among them a card with flying, a card with first strike, and so on for double strike, death touch, haste, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, menace, reach, trample, and vigilance. Now what's funny is there can be more of those cards, and you have 7 cards. Put one of the chosen cards onto the battlefield, the other chosen cards into your hand, and the rest into your graveyard. Okay, so for each one of those abilities, you can put one of them onto the battlefield and the rest into your hand. And then if anything have double abilities, like let's say you had 3 creatures with menace, then 2 of them are definitely going to go into your graveyard. So basically for each of those abilities, you can put them into your hand beyond the one card that you're going to put into play. Weird card. Is it good? There's a little bit of chance involved. I really don't like those types of cards. I'm actually going to say this stinks. I have a feeling this is bad. It's like a bad collected company, and it's an overcosted one at that. Okay, next we got Lil MX Doom Super Chat. Lord of the Forsaken. Thank you so much for the Super Chats, Lil MX Doom. Okay, we have, for 6 mana, a 6/6 demon, flying trample, pay a black, sack another creature, target player mills 3 cards. Ugh. We have to sack our creatures to mill stuff. Pay 1 life, add a colorless, spend this mana only to cast a spell from your graveyard. Okay, so what we have... What is this comparable to? A channel? So we have, like, channel? I think this is channel. Because you can pay a life to add colorless, but you can only cast stuff from the graveyard. I have no idea how you abuse that. So I don't know how good this. I mean, it looks like the real selling point is this last ability, because I don't really like the idea of sacking creatures to mill 3 cards. Like that's what you want to sack your board, and at some point you're gonna have no board. Oh, there is one. There's some small advantage here. If you have an infinite creature sacking combo on the battlefield, this would be fine. But you can't do it infinite times because you need infinite black mana. So you need infinite black mana and also a creature sacking combo. I'm not really in love with this card. But okay, the upside is it's still a 6 mana 6/6 flying trample. So even though the milling side of this, I think the milling side is bad, and then this bottom half could be insane. So I'm probably grossly underrating it. But as a mill card, it looks like it sucks. Corbidic, Maddening Cacophony. This sounds very familiar. Well, it's not 6. It's got to be at least 5 mana. Disqualified. What kind of redemption was that? What redemption arc was that? Felicia, random encounter. My favorite in a big red deck. It's a Final Fantasy card. 6 mana for a sorcery. Shuffle your library, then mill 4 cards. Put each creature card milled this way onto the battlefield. They gain haste. At the beginning of the next end step, return those creatures to their owner's hand. Also, you have flashback. So you shuffle your deck, mill 4 cards. That's not a lot of creatures, though, and it's still also random. They gain haste at the beginning of the next end step. Like, you can't even stack your deck with this card. This looks terrible. You can spend 6 mana, it doesn't do anything. So, yeah, shuffle your library, then mill only 4 cards. It's not even milling 10. Turn those creatures to their owner's hands. You may not even get anything. It's got flashback, but like, you could spend 8 mana and also not hit anything. 6 mana. Yeah, basically 6 mana, shuffle your library. 8 mana, do it again. Man, this is like the ultimate feel-bad card. You could spend a total of 14 mana and get nothing out of it. Yeah, that's not enough for me. Needs more juice in this card. Voltlen. We've got Ian. The Convalescent Charmer. Okay, I gotta... Convalescent. Does this card exist? Oh, no, here we go. Oh! It's Tasigur. 6 mana for a 4/5 with Delve. So you get to play this in a Sultai deck. Actually, I have a friend who plays Tasigur. So for 4 mana, mill 2 cards, then return a non-land card of an opponent's choice from your graveyard to your hand. And actually, I have to say, I don't really think this card is that great. There's like a lot of problems. If you, the biggest one is that you don't get to choose. And even if you sculpt your graveyard, it can still backfire a little bit. Okay, you can sculpt your graveyard pretty good. I'll admit that. You can sculpt your graveyard pretty good. I just don't find this ability powerful enough for the 4 mana. It'd be a lot better if you didn't actually have to spend any mana on this thing. 4/5 creature for 1 mana though is okay. It's okay. We're gonna put this in the okay zone. I can't really say that this card it's like bonkers. Next up, we got Lord Jeraxus with Extractor Demon. What are we extracting here? Cards from somebody's deck. Okay, so for 6 mana, this is a 5/5 demon flying. Whenever another creature leaves the battlefield, you may have target player put the top 2 cards of their library into the graveyard. And it's got an Earth, so if it dies, it can come back. But then you have to exile it immediately whenever another creature leaves the battlefield. So you have to kill things to get the milling online. Nah. Dark Ginger. The Dark King Ginger with Umbrus. Fear Manifest. So a 5 mana 1/1 Nightmare Horror. Umbrus Fear Manifest gets +1/+1 for each card in your opponent's own in exile. That's awkward. Whenever Umbrus or another nightmare or horror enters the battlefield under your control, target opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a land card. So, okay, I did mention in advance when Dark Ginger asked, I will count this as like, if it acts like milling, but it exiles, I'll count it. It's like Tasha's Hideous Laughter, for example, will be fine. If it's like if it's a large number of potential exiling cards. The is this any good though? It's just a big giant generic creature or another nightmare enters the battlefield. You exile until they exile a land card. I'm not in love with this thing. I think it's very expensive for a 1/1 and it's super vulnerable while it's on the stack. Very, very vulnerable. I don't even know how many good nightmare and horror creatures you can put in a deck. I think it does not have the synergy like whatsoever. So I'm gonna have to say no to this one. Looks pretty poor. Lil MX Doom with Liliana Death's Majesty. Very majestic. 5 mana for a 5 loyalty Liliana. +1. Create 2 black zombie creature tokens. Then you get to mill 2 cards. -3. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. The creature is a black zombie in addition to its other types. And destroy all non-zombie creatures. This card actually sucks at milling, but it's decent at protecting itself. It's like a Grave Titan. It's like a Grave Titan the Planeswalker. I like it. 2 zombies each turn. It ticks up. It's like any planeswalker that ticks up and protects itself, that's good value. And then if you get it to 7, it can blow up everything that's not a zombie. Tracer. With Dark Ginger was like, it's my commander and it's amazing. You have enough horrors in the deck? What other horrors get played in this deck? Horrors and nightmares? I don't know. Maybe there's some nightmare cards. Sounds very hard. You're wrong. It's actually insane. All right. You show the world, Dark Ginger. You show them. All right. There's no better way to prove someone wrong than proving the world. Okay, next up. Tracers. Giralf's Mind Crusher. You've heard of Giralf's Messenger. Now he's going to send the message directly to your brain with the Mind Crusher. 6 mana, 5/5. Enter the battlefield, target player puts the top 5 cards of their library into the graveyard, and also has Undying. So honestly, it sort of sucks. I like the Undying part. That's probably the best part of this. It's so weird to see this on a blue card. It's pretty big for a blue card. Just 5 cards. Yeah, that's it. Target player puts... I guess you could target yourself if you really want to. I'd like this a little bit better if it was like 4 mana or something. Next. Jess wants Traumatize. 5 mana. Target player puts the top half of their library rounded down into the graveyard. Is okay. There we go. This actually, I mean, this is a combo card. The 1-2 punch. This is number 1. Now, Dark Ginger wants to spend money to get onto the show. Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. This is no one's named this card. Maybe in fear that it was already chosen. The card's broken. It's a 10 mana 10/10 that's indestructible. Oh, not to mention it's an insane removal spell. You cast the spell and exile 2 target permanents. And when it attacks, defending player exiles the top 20 cards of their library. Frankly, it's, whenever I face down an Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger, it's because I've lost almost every single time. Mainly because, I mean, you can't do anything about this card. I mean, you have to exile this card or be dead. Ulamog, I did specify, I told King Ginger, if you are exiling a large number of cards as if it was milling, I'm going to count it. I'm going to count this card. Argentina, Archive Trap. A classic, actually. This is like, it's a super staple. You've activated my trap. This is like literally the trap card of all trap cards in this game. If an opponent searches their library this turn, you can pay 0 for this card, and target opponent puts the top 13 cards of their library into the graveyard. There have been some big blowouts with Archive Trap. One fetch land, and boom, your entire deck is gone. Vanish in front of your eyes. Dinglebag, extract from darkness. It doesn't look that dark here. It's 5 mana, sorcery. Each player mills 2 cards. That sounds pathetic. Then you put a creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. That is better. So it's basically 5 mana, steal a creature. It's okay. I think... well, I don't think it's milling a lot of cards. So your options aren't going to be that great. Prefer this was maybe closer to 4 mana. Little MX Doom says, I've sacked an Ulamog to one of those draw cards equal to the sack creature's power cards before. Good God. That was a lot of cards. Why did you do that? You didn't need to do that. You threw away your win condition. Rice with Helm of Obedience? Huh? Does that... Oh, this card. It's actually a combo card, so it's definitely going to qualify. 4 mana artifact for 1 and an X. Tap. Target opponent puts cards from the top of their library into their graveyard until a creature card or X cards are put into the graveyard this way, whichever comes first. If a creature card is put into the graveyard this way, sack your Helm of Obedience and put that card into play under your control. X can't be 0. No one plays this by itself. You have to play it with Rest in Peace, and with Rest in Peace in play, nothing gets to the graveyard, and they just lose in one shot. So this is only good as a combo card. I would say if you're not playing it in the combo, this card's terrible. I would not say this is worth it. What kind of if a creature like you could get it like the creature's random too. You could get it like a real piece of crap. Oh, it's not 5 mana. Oh, it's disqualified. I don't care about the activated cost. Yeah, you know what? Good catch, chat. Good catch. It's disqualified. I thought it's gonna pass. We all thought it's gonna pass. Thou shall not pass. Jeff. Fleet Swallower. We did that one. Swallowed the fleet. Jonathan with Singularity Rupture. We did that one too. Good God. We didn't get a card yet. Christopher B. Dim Oubliette. It's not the original Oubliette. Okay, this is 5 mana. Whenever you unlock this door, mill 3 cards, then return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So the advantage here is you could keep going between doors. It's funny, you like leave the room, you go back in the room. Oh, there's something new here. Very, very bizarre. It sounds terrible. What's the other side do? Whenever one or more cards are put into your graveyard from your library, each opponent loses 1 life for each card type among those cards. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into your graveyard from your library, each opponent loses 1 life for each card type. I don't like this card. I'm just not. It's very expensive for what it does. It's super expensive. Worldfire. What the hell does that have to do with milling around here? What does that have to do with milling? All right, is anyone... Okay, I guess we're up to no 2 cards yet. Benjamin. If exiling counts, how about Arcslogger? You have to exile a lot of cards. That's what's important. That one's gonna do it. 5 mana for a 4/5. Pay a red. Remove the top 10 cards of your library from the game. Arcslogger deals 2 damage to target creature or player. That's terrible. That is so bad. That's your library to deal 2 damage. You'll be dead before you know it. Harrison with Stitcher Geralf. Oh, there's 2 Stitcher. The other one is really good, but this is the 5 mana one. So 3/4 Human Wizard for 3 mana tap. Each player mills 3 cards. Exile up to 2 creature cards. Put into graveyards this way. Up to. Create an XX blue zombie creature token where X is the total power of the cards exiled this way. That also just doesn't seem very good. It's really random what you get. Like, it has to be cards exiled this way. But each player does mill 3 cards. So what? So in a commander game, you have 12. But you just get a big generic big creature. Oh, just imagine you have this in a library with 500 cards. You're gonna kill everyone if you have the mana. Yeah, this. If you have the mana. Did we do Psychic Spiral? Psychic Spiral. All right, John. Let's take a look at spikes. 5 mana instant shuffle all cards from your graveyard into your library. Target player puts that many cards on the top of their library into the graveyard. Interesting. That's interesting. So if you have some sort of deck that has done like simultaneous milling from both sides, this one could actually like get the job done. So, okay, the good news is it's probably a good finisher. The bad news, it's not good if you have nothing in your graveyard. So if you have nothing going on, this card does squadoosh. Literally does nothing. So if there's a rest in peace on the board, it's a problem. I would lean on saying this is on the weaker side of cards. Okay, we've got Lil MX Doom. Last card. Says Lil MX Doom. Mire Lurk Queen. This is a 5. This thing is ugly as hell. You know, sea creatures are like aliens, really. They're just underwater instead of coming from space. Anyway, it's a 4/4 mutant crab with vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, target player gets 2 rad counters. And then whenever 1 or more non-land cards are milled, draw a card, then put a +1/+1 counter on Mire Lurk Queen. This ability triggers only once each turn. This card's actually good. I like this card. Vigilance is good. You're guaranteed when it enters, you're guaranteed to give the rad counters, and then there's very good milling synergy. It gets bigger, and you draw cards, right? Yeah, you get to draw a card. Who cares if it's even once each turn? You can like get some milling going on your opponent's turns. Okay, Bryce wants Redemption. Phyrexian Devourer. Six mana 1/1. When it's power 7 or greater, you gotta sack it. Remove the top card of your library from the game. Put X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the remove card's converted mana cost. If Phyrexian Devourer's power is 7 or greater, sack it. I hate this is too random. I think this card's awful. You can end up exiling something really big off the top of your deck, right? Yeah. So I mean, if it gets too big, it's like go big or go home. Well, you can end up going home pretty easily with this type of card. Christmas with Shieldred, the True Scripture. 5 mana for 4/5. Menace ETB. Each opponent sacks a non-token creature or planeswalker. Then you exile this card. I guess there's no milling on this side. The True Scriptures. Chapter 1. For each opponent, destroy up to 1 target creature that or planeswalker that player controls. Chapter 2. Each opponent discards 3 cards, then mills 3 cards. Chapter 3. Put all creature cards from all graveyards onto the battlefield under your control. Okay, I gotta judge this card. It's a pretty crappy mill card. Like, it's really bad at milling, but it does everything else it does is pretty good. The front side is pretty solid. Enters the battlefield. Each opponent sacks a non-token creature. That's insane. So basically, ETB, sack your good stuff, and then the backside is a lot of value. But it's like, it's barely a mill card. Anyway, it is a good card. Technically. Toilet Duck. Titania, Nature's Force. Yes, I know, this is late. It's okay. 6 mana for a 6/6. You may play Forest from your graveyard. Whenever a forest you control enters, create a 5/3 green elemental creature token. Whenever an elemental you control dies, you may mill 3 cards. This sounds terrible. Oh, the idea is it's like self-mill in order to feed this forest thing. So you like you play forests, which you're probably not going to have a whole lot of in your deck. Like, why would you have a lot? I mean, unless you have the Yavimaya Cradle of Growth in play. That's the only way I think you can justify this. 6 mana for a 6/6 is decent. Force enters, you get a 5/3. Okay, I'll give it to you. Seems like a very poor mill card, though. Very super poor mill card. Next up, we've got Dark Ginger. You want Mirko. Vosk Mind Drinker. This card looks old and useless. 5 mana for a 2/4 flyer. When the Mind Drinker deals combat damage to a player, that player reveals cards on the top of their library until they reveal 4 land cards and put those cards into the graveyard. Yeah, I'll put this on the weaker side. It's not a big creature. It does have evasion. 4 land cards is a lot of land cards. It's not bad. But you know what? I'm not gonna say it's good either. Sorry, 6 is not 5 mana. What? It's a 6 mana 6/6, right? Am I missing something? Dio Brando. Nemesis of Reason. 5 mana for a 3/5 Leviathan Horror. It's an Eldrazi, right? When Nemesis of Reason attacks, defending player mills 10 cards. There's you know what? There's too many cards that we saw today that were you milling half the library upon attack or ETB. So there's like no way that this card is. Whoops, no, sorry. No way it's good for this mana cost. It's got to do more. If you're not milling at least half the deck, then it's no good. Not with that power and toughness. Big Squig, do you get anything? Ashok, Wicked Manipulator. 5 mana for a 5 loyalty Ashok. If you would pay life while your library has at least that many cards in it. What the hell does that mean? If you would pay life while your library has at least that many cards in it. So if I pay 6 life and I have 5 cards, exile that many cards from your top of your library instead. Oh, okay. What? Okay, +1. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Exile one of them, put the other into your hand. -2. Create 2 1/1 black nightmare creature tokens with at the beginning of combat on your turn. If a card was put into exile this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. And then -7. Target player exiles the top X cards of the library, where X is the total mana value of cards you own in exile. I don't understand this card. I don't understand the static ability. This is the most custom Magic the Gathering card of all custom cards we've seen today. It's got custom Magic the Gathering card design written all over it. It's worded so you can't go overboard, can't pay 10 with only 6 cards left. Whatevers. Is there a large enough number of cards that return cards from permanent exile to the game in such a way to make a show about it? No, there's almost nothing. I mean, I want to say it's nothing, but I don't know if you can fit an hour into it. What do we got next? Okay, we got Dark Ginger with Shadek, Lord of Secrets. We did this one. We're gonna have to donate that one, Dark Ginger. Bingo alert, Yu-Gi-Oh card. This was definitely a Yu-Gi-Oh card. You want to donate to Jonathan? All right, we're gonna donate to Jonathan Garuda. Actually saw some pretty good tournament play. Doom of Depths. I wouldn't say it saw good tournament play. I wouldn't say it was good when it saw tournament play, but people tried. Okay, it's 6 mana, 6/6 companion. Your starting deck contains only cards with even converted mana costs. And when Garuda enters the battlefield, each player puts the top 4 cards of their library into the graveyard. Put a creature card with an even converted mana cost from among those cards onto the battlefield under your control. And the idea is, if they kept getting clones, they could keep copying Garuda and keep getting clones. But then at some point, they get those clones that are like, okay, it's a clone, but it's not legendary. So you get to keep a bunch of Garudas on the battlefield. And I think there's a point where, I can't remember how the deck won, but it would win. It would win on the spot. Someone who remembers might let me know in the comments section below. Beanut Putter. From my understanding of Ashok, assuming I have Wall of Blood in play and I activate its ability, Ashok will exile the top card of my library instead of me losing 1 life. I don't get it still. It's even better now. More clones have been released. Release the Attack of the Clones. Lessian. Technomancer. Is it a Raver? Not at all. Or maybe, who knows? 7 mana for a 5/1 Necron Wizard. When it enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards, then return any number of artifact creature cards with total mana value 6 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That sounds great! That actually sounds like really good value. And you know what's great? The greatest value, though, of everything? You guys! Thanks for everyone for being here today. Oh my good, what a show we had. The most expensive mill cards in Magic the Gathering. As usual, we do these shows 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. And remember, I am going on vacation soon. We're going to be here tomorrow, and then we're not going to be here for like 2 weeks. I come back on the 20th, but the next show will be on the 21st. Thanks everyone for your so warm support. Everyone who supports the show. People on Patreon, members on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show. And of course, got to thank the contributors to the Coffee Crew. People like Lestian, Bryce. What do we have? Lil Deadfly. We got Dark Ginger, Old Boy, Abno, Benjamin, Berkey, The Big Squig, Dinglebag, Bell, Argentina. We got Old Boy, Christopher B, Chris. We got a lot of Chris's around here. We also have Jonathans and Dark Gingers, Jeff, Jesses, and many more. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing those coffees, and we're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.